Still standing after all odds. We're sitting, telling the story. Sincerely, I believe I have the story to change the world. Um, Today, I'm talking about group dynamics. And this is a message for anyone who's dealt with being bullied, narcissism, been hurt by group. And also, Gentle Genius Coaching is about those who want to reach their goals. So it's got a big umbrella. And specifically today, I'm talking about group dynamics and how someone can be hurt. And I'm going to start with a story of a psychological experiment that I once heard. That's where the fish come in. Okay, learned this in college, right? So there was a psychological study, evidently, and get this, it was about a school of fish. And what they did was put a lesion, right? A cut in the head of the lead fish. And what happened is the lead fish started swimming erratically. And guess what? All the other fish in the school started swimming behind it erratically until eventually they calmed out and they came back to normal. Okay? And I get this, it's telling in terms of group dynamics, okay? And what I'm getting at, from my own experience, maybe I'll get into, I'm not certain, even at this point in the video, but what I'm getting at in terms of group behavior is how one or two people with erratic behavior, okay, can really influence a group and get a whole group of people operating in an erratic or hurtful, even, vicious type of, whatever, a very hurtful kind of fashion. And I want to talk about why a group would follow, one or two, let's say the lead fish, right? And one of the reasons is because the lead fish's view is so irrational, okay, is so different from what the group experiences. Some would use the term gaslighting, but I think it's beyond that. That the lead fish comes out at a point at like what we would call the Achilles heel of the group. Where they're fearful. Maybe they haven't experienced something. It could be divorce or some group dynamic or whatever. But it hits them at their weak spot. So the lead fish comes in, and now I'm talking about a person, comes in a very dogmatic fashion and is adamant that this is where the group has to go. And the group is stunned. It's so foreign to their perceptions that they're kind of caught off guard. They're stunned by this lead fish. And the lead fish, the one thing about people who act in this manner is they're absolute. They operate with certainty. So they say, we have to do this. And essentially what's happening, the lead fish is erratic, wiping out history, or what the group's values were before. And the group started like that lead fish, like the school of fish in the experiment, the group starts to follow this lead fish in terms of behavior. And so the lead fish, can have a vengeance towards a person. They could, this is what, they could have an envy. They could have some agenda that doesn't fit the group's behavior at all. But the lead fish gets the whole group acting this way. And maybe you've seen this in situations, be they work or family, or community, whatever it be. But the whole group starts acting erratically. And in essence, yes, they are following that lead fish, but in a way, they don't even know why. They've been stunned themselves. And one of the understandings too is that the lead fish also has an Achilles heel. Well, I won't go much into that right now. What I am going to say is that the key element I want to get to for people today is to help companies, families, and individuals stand on your own. To not be susceptible to following that lead fish who's going to lead people astray and lead us out of values, decency and all that kind of thing. And so with our Gentle Genius Coaching, it is about, developing that sense of self, that purpose within, as I often talk about, so that you're not going to be swayed by a lead fish. And when someone comes in, and this happens a lot, extreme narcissism and all kinds of other things. This happens a lot in group dynamics, that you have the purpose inside to say, no, that's not for me. I'm not going to follow. And you'll say to a few other people, maybe, we should not follow that person. And this is a dynamic going on where people with strong personalities come in and the group is off-centered. They just start to follow. And so again, I say with Gentle Genius Coaching, you learn this art and science of developing, of finding your goodness, forging it into purpose, and then communicating it appropriately and assertively. And this is a great challenge in this day and age because we see so many group behaviors and mobbings online and on the social media and all this kind of thing. So we really have to learn this art. Understand the psychology, right? That when a group starts acting erratically, it could be one or two people at the core who've kind of usurped the group, almost like an emotional, pulling out the rug. And conversely, what we have to do is learn, the good people, most of us have to learn to trust ourselves, to forge our purpose. This is a key. Purpose is a mathematical element to me, response to this negativity and narcissism. To forge your purpose with us, communicate it appropriately at www.theworldsgenius.com, and more so for coaching, gentlegeniuscoaching.com. Okay, and so I just want to share this in terms of learning about group behavior, and also remedies in terms of Gentle Genius Coaching.